What a day. What a day. Hello! Now, I never thought that horse puppets could trigger all levels of emotions, but I saw Warhorse, the musical, on Monday and it was just fantastic. It's funny because I saw the Book of Mormon in the West End a few weeks ago as well, and they're just completely contrasting. It couldn't be any more different. Like, Book of Mormon's a big, bombastic musical comedy, and the Warhorse is just so serious in tone. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it does follow the book and film fairly religiously for the most part. Warhorse, that is, not the Book of Mormon. And I just want to elaborate on 2 points, so spoilers ahead. The best bits to watch weren't the actual actors themselves, but the horse puppets. They were just so amazing. The little details like the head twitching to give it a sense of life. Just those little details. Oh, it's just seriously fantastic. And the fact that they're life size as well. And they're just amazing to behold. What I like about the music as well is that it wasn't these big ensemble numbers. It was just this one quaint little folk singer the whole time. He really hit the nail on the head just right. I mean, imagine if they were doing a really serious, quite powerful scene, such as a charge across no man's land, and they would just burst into song. It would really ruin the moment, wouldn't it? Whereas having this quite intimate folk singer in the background, you know, separate to all the action, it just worked really well. Anyway, aside from horse puppets, you seem to enjoy my last Harry Potter related quiz, so I thought this week, you know, I might as well do another one because all kinds of things do pop up, and there was one that really took my fancy, so I thought I'd give it a go. And here it is. Which Hogwarts club should you join? It's another one of those things, isn't it, where it's quite nice to imagine what club you would be involved with the most if you were at Hogwarts, so I thought this could be interesting to find out. I mean, there are all kinds of quizzes on here. Like, I saw one the other day, and it was what kinds of pizza toppings you would have on your pizza, and it would correlate to what Hogwarts house you would be in. I just thought, how on earth does that make any sense? Alright, pick a colour. This is very straightforward, to be honest. Alright, pick a colour. So it's very straightforward, to be honest. I always have to go for red. I don't know, it's just one of those things, and I know it can be quite an evil colour as well, also be passionate as well, but for me, doesn't matter about any of those sort of things. It's just my favourite colour. Simple as. Choose a Harry Potter side character. Who do we have here? Angelina Johnson, Celestina Warbeck, Gilderoy Lockhart, Cormac McLagan, Cedric Diggory, and Colin Creevy. That's an interesting one because none of those are particularly engaging side characters for me. Actually, engaging is the wrong word, but I wouldn't say they're the most crucial side characters to the whole story. I mean, maybe that's the point of it, that you have to choose one simply based on how much you want them rather than, that sounds a bit weird as well, wanting a side character. Angelina Johnson, Celestina Warbeck don't really do much for me. Gilderoy Lockhart, I love Gilderoy Lockhart, one of my favourite characters in the series, one of my favourite in Chamber of Secrets, but at the same time I'm not sure that I'd want him there really, you know, just because of the way, because of who he really is, you know, so he's out for the count. Cormac McLagan, A, idiot, B, Hufflepuff, sorry. Now see, Cedric Diggory is a tricky one, because ultimately he gets a lot of flack because of the fact that he also loves Harry Potter's love interest. But ultimately, deep down, Cedric's a really good guy when you think about it, and it's so horrible when he dies. And I think between him and Colin Creevy's incredibly loyal, and he's got an undying love for Harry, literally for the fact that he dies for Harry. I mean, that's quite so tragic and brutal in the end, really. I think for me, for a side character, what I would really want is someone who can hold their own. And ultimately, Cedric Diggory, whatever you think about him as a vampire or whatever, he can hold his own. Yes, I know he got killed by you-know-who, but that was a very unlucky moment. He had no idea that was coming. And how many of us get attacked by you-know-who in a graveyard? I mean, that's a very small chance of that happening. Choose a Hogwarts subject. Well, we've been through this one in the last video, really. It has to be charms, just because of the universal nature of charms, of how many spells you can learn in a subject. That, for me, has to be the one. Choose a magical object. Broomstick, cauldron, wand, toad. How is a toad magical? Sorry, but really? Just an amphibian. Just because it's green and has 4 legs doesn't make it magical. I doubt you'd find that in Fantastic Beasts somewhere to find them. See, these are all really interesting objects, but for me it has to be the wand, because that is just crucial, fundamental to a witch or wizard's power. It's all very well flying a broomstick and having a cauldron and, you know, playing wizard chess, but if you can't actually do any spells, are you really a witch or a wizard? Wand all the way, wand all the way. Which Quidditch position would you play? Again, I've been through this already, so it'd have to be a chaser for me. I don't want the glory of being a seeker or keeper or beater. Chaser, I like the idea of working in a team, really. I think that'd be the best. Pick a Hogsmeade shop. Oh, this is going to be hard, really hard. I think for me it has to be the Three Broomsticks, just because I love a good pub, you know. I like having a central hub where you can go to when you go to town. You sort of feel like, oh, where should we go afterwards? It's nice having somewhere as a final destination. And I get the idea that I'd sort of tire of Zonkos and hijinks after a while. I'd have enough of the jokes and the sickly sweets. And definitely a pub over a tea shop any day of the week. Pick a Weasley Wizards product. Well, this sort of makes up for the fact that I didn't choose Zonkos really, because now I still get to have the jokes element. Telescope, I'm not into astronomy personally. Pick me puff, too much effort. Picking pastels, they get a bit annoying after a while. No one would like you, would they? Like, oh, you're doing picking pastels, get out of it. I think for me, just because I'm a really nosy Parker. At the end of the day, I love knowing about stuff. So I think I have to go for extendable ears just because of that. You got House Quidditch Team. Oh, fantastic. Ultimately, I'm very happy with that. Quidditch Team, you know, that's one of those sort of clubs that not only is a lot of fun, but it has a sense of prestige about it as well. You feel like, yeah, I'm part of the Quidditch team, oh yeah. And yeah, it'd be great to be a part of a team. Love wearing the uniform and everything. And it isn't just sport, it's a hell of an adventure as well up there. I mean, all kinds of things can happen. Ultimately, I could certainly see myself living with the responsibility of being a Quidditch team player. I can just about handle it. Now these quizzes are always so interesting because just for the purpose of changing a few things around, I went back and I just changed to Colin Creevey because that was one I really struggled with. Colin Creevey, because of his undying loyalty, I also want someone who's just so loyal to you until the very end. So I changed it to him, kept all the other answers the same, and for that I got the Dueling Club. And I'm just wondering, how on earth does one character, Colin Creevey, loyalty, versus, you know, being able to hold their own to a degree, how does that change from Quidditch to dueling? That just doesn't make any sense to me. You have a combative nature, you love a good showdown. What is it about Colin Creevey that says that to you? I don't know though, you should always take these sort of quizzes with a pinch of salt anyway, so, you know, you shouldn't take it as gospel. It's a bit of fun after all. If you want to have a go yourself, once again, I will put the link to the quiz in the description. And I hope you enjoyed another bit of Harry Potter related awesomeness, and I will see you next time.